My mom built her business over 30 years ago by herself, and since then she's had the same exact logo. So I think it's only right that we give her a fresh new look. I'm her son and I've been designing for many years now, but the thing is, she is very specific when it comes to designs. Changing something you've had for over 30 years is very scary. So we're gonna try and make this perfect, but also stick with the same feeling. This could either go really well and she ends up using it, or it could fail miserably. She has no idea I'm even doing this, so at the end, we're gonna surprise her with a brand new redesign. So without wasting time, let's get to it. Okay, so this is the logo that we're working with. This is the current logo. Overall, it's just pretty chaotic. I want to get rid of the dots in between the letters, or sorry, the numbers. And also, I want to simplify the baseline of the text because the D is going that way, the U is going this way. It's just pretty chaotic. And then we also have to get rid of the curve, the baseline of both levels. So there's a lot of things we need to fix. Things that I do want to keep, these like sharp serifs on the edge I want to keep, because I think if we use a sans serif font then it'll almost be like too simple and too modern. I want to keep it looking old because the business has been around for so long, so we'll definitely do that. And I also want to try and figure out if we can do something with the feet down here. And yes, those are feet, they do look like fish, but we'll work with that. And I know in my mom's brain she's thinking of keeping the ink there to like show that it's a certified business or whatever, but I really don't think it's necessary, so we'll probably get rid of that. So with that being said, the first step is to just do a bunch of concepts of layouts and keep in mind the changes that we're going to make and things that we're going to keep. So this is what it will look like laid out long ways, and she does a lot of social media work, so I think it'll be useful to have a version with studio on top and then 5, 6, 7, 8 below it, just so that it keeps it more condensed and it's able to work in like profile pictures and stuff like that. And now I don't like that there's only 3 feet, so maybe having a foot for each number will work. But also you got to think that the logo can be like viewed very small, so having multiple things really small will like affect the visibility. So now that I'm looking at it, the heel part of the foot could also be used in the eye, so I think that that could be a neat concept. Maybe we could also have it on the same angle as the old logo. That could be cool, because I think when it's upright it kind of looks like a feather, because also with the brand application the footprint can be used in like advertising and just a shape in the background. You could have the foot like this. I think the idea of having this in a box could be cool for another like logo mark for social media. I don't know if it'll match having the serif text. There might be something going on with the 8 where I can use the foot as negative space. That could be kind of cool there. That wouldn't work as an icon alone, just having an 8 with a foot. I think the best option we have right now is straightening everything out, finding a clean serif font, figuring out a neat way to use the feet so it'll look completely different in the end, but once we add color it'll work. Okay, so now that we have the concepts done, we're gonna go into Illustrator and see if we can clean up some of the work and hopefully get the final logo done. You don't love how it's crooked?
Yeah.
Oh.
It doesn't sometimes fit on the things that I want it to fit on. Lopsided on a billboard, for example.
Right. How long ago was that logo made though?
32 years, 33 years ago. Like, how many companies redesign their logo? It's become Studio 5, 6, 7, 8 now. They can't completely change the design.
Right. If you changed your logo, you wouldn't change your colors because...
Right.
All right, we're in Illustrator now. So I'm just gonna start with bringing in the logo. It's kind of low quality. Okay, so I brought the image in and I image traced it. The edges are kind of messed up or whatever, but we're gonna make a few new artboards. I'm gonna type out the words and then I'm gonna find some fonts that I think will work. Okay, so I found these 3 fonts. The thing that I like about the first one is that it kind of is more random, sort of like the original logo, but I don't like the thickness of it. It's a little bit too cartoony for me. Estro MN is good, but once again, the thickness of this one is kind of weird. I don't like how some parts are thinner than the others. So I think we're gonna go with this one. And it's also good that it has like many other options, so you can use that for branding. So yeah, we're gonna go with that. But first, I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna simplify this and kind of do some rearranging just to see what it looks like with this original font first. Okay, so after some simplifying and adjusting, kind of got everything on the same level and I got rid of that weird curve that we were talking about. So I'm just gonna take some of these things and try out different positioning, see what works, see what doesn't. Now I'm implementing the feet back into the picture. I think that this is like a really good asset to use for this. I really want this to be part of the final, but now it's time to actually use the font. I'm gonna create outlines with this, and I want the logo to not just be the basic font. So what I'm gonna do is take some of these corners and just bring them in. Okay, so now that that's done, I just curved the bottoms of some of the corners. I think it looks really nice. It just makes it more custom, but it's also not like way too different from the font. And I also did it on the 5 here, 7 here, a little bit right here in the bottom. We're gonna bring in the footprint and see what we can do with this. I'm just gonna match the size of the eye. We're gonna make this black. It looks good. So that right there, like, I think that's simple enough, but it also like kind of refers back to the old look. I think that's pretty perfect, but we're gonna try some other layouts. I mean, it's not horrible, just kind of stretches it up too much. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and start changing the colors. Now that we changed the color, it's starting to actually all come together. Okay, I've been here for a bit and here's a few more options. I changed the color of the footprint on the eye to make it stand out more. I'm not sure if I am completely okay with. Obviously the logo at some points is going to be all one color, so it might not matter. I made the footprint smaller just to keep it within the diameter of the eye. I think it's better that the heel of the eye is the heel of the footprint is the dot of the eye. We're going to see if we can try and put the footprint in the 8. Here's what that looks like. I mean, it's alright. I think once you like zoom out enough. Actually, that's not horrible. Yeah, that's pretty interesting. I thought I'd hit it, but it's not horrible. So I'm just going to take the 2 strongest concepts that we have right now. I'm going to make them both the same color just to see what it looks like. And that's looking pretty good. I might mess around with a few more ideas, but these 2 are the strongest right now. Obviously, with scalability, the bottom one, you kind of lose it at a small size. And with how thin this is, it kind of throws off the thickness of the font, but it's not as bad as I thought. Okay, so I've kind of worked with positioning of this concept down here, and it's looking like it works really well with the numbers aligned to the right, center, the left, and just taking up all the space at the bottom. It still looks good. So I think we have a winner. And now the next step is to work on some branding, actually put the logo on some mock-ups, because what that does is it helps the client, or in this case, my mom, visualize what the logo looks like in the real world, because it's hard to picture that when it's on an empty canvas. All right.
Okay. Welcome to the presentation. Ready?
Yep.
Do you recognize this?
Yes?
Okay. Do you recognize this?
Yes, that's my logo.
How long have you had that logo for?
Very long time.
Too long.
Too long. Oh,
But I think it's time for a new look.
okay.
Boom. The
What?
new and improved Studio 5678.
Ah, is that supposed to be a foot?
Yeah.
Ah, I likey. Okay. Okay, I have other things to say. People will say Studio 5678, so that's why we put the dots.
I want to get rid of dots.
But the main star is the footprint. It's a step in the right direction.
Oh.
It resembles movement, playfulness, and it's still a callback to your old roots.
Yep.
Ooh.
Whoa, so you do it with multiple different colors, like depending on what it's going on or what the background colors are.
Yeah.
Oh, fancy. Oh, I like the purple, like half. Looks good. Ooh, can I have it in a sultry?
What do you think?
Can the foot design be more like a foot? I knew it was a foot because I'm a dance studio, like I know that. But can it be less of an exclamation mark and like a different shape to more resemble a foot? I don't actually mean like a whole shoe, but... Oh, you did so much work on my logo and I had no idea.
Surprise?
I am surprised.
Okay, cool.
So is this like you're practicing a pitch on me? Is this like...
You know, I'm doing a video on it.
Oh my god, I'm being recorded?
Yes, you're being recorded.
Hi, I'm Jackson Small.
So, do you like it?
I do like it.
What's a win?
Am I gonna switch my logo that I've had for 30 years to this? The answer's no.
No!